Hello students, welcome back to class. Alright, so in this video we will look at the topic factors, which happens to be the first lesson of week 3, and the topic for week 3 is factors and multiples. So you're expected to learn what a factor is, how to get the factors of all the factors of any given number, how to get your highest common factor of a set of numbers, the concept of prime numbers and prime factors, and then you will see multiples, common multiples, and the concept of lowest common multiples. Okay, so let's get into it. So what is a factor? For our lesson for today, we said that a factor is a whole number or any number that divides another number perfectly. All right, so for instance, I know that if I have 15, that, or let me say, let's use the example we have below, that is 12. Okay, so I know that 12 can be divided by 3 perfectly, and that is going to give me 4. Okay, so we can say that 3 is therefore a factor of 12. Now, notice that whenever you divide by a factor, the answer you get is also a factor. So that means 4 is also a factor of 12. But the question now is, are 3 and 4 the only factors of 12? And the answer is no. So the next thing is, how do we get all the factors of a given number? Now, the other thing people will be thinking is, why is factoring necessary? Yes, it is important because you make use of it to make simpler some other topics of mathematics that you are going to see in future. For instance, in simplification, what you're doing there is that you're trying to get out the factors from the expression so that it will be easier for you to solve what you're doing. Okay, so that's why factoring is important. Okay, so how do we get all the factors of a number? Now, there are two major approaches that I've seen people use. One is, for instance, we have 12. Okay, so some people will say, let's get all the pairs that when you multiply, you will get 12, which is beautiful. Okay, so for instance, you have 1 and 12, you have 2 and 6, you have 3 and 4. Okay, so these are the pairs that will multiply to give 12. And then you just list them downwards and upwards. Okay, so which means your factors are 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, and 12. Very beautiful. But the question is, what if the number gets bigger? How would you get to know all the pairs? So what if you are asked to get all the factors of 216? How would you get to know all the pairs that will give 216? So it makes this approach a little bit cumbersome. Okay, and then there's also this method of testing where we test all the factors that will all the numbers. Here in that approach, we say list all the numbers at least to the half. For instance, here we'll list 1, 2, 6. Since 12, the half of 12 is 6. So you will test for these numbers and see the ones that are factors, and then use them to get the other part of the factors. For instance, 1 will be a factor, of course, 2 will be a factor, 3 will be a factor, 4 as well, and then 5, and then 6. Okay, so 5 won't be a factor. So, but these are not all the factors. So I can now use this to get the other part. Remember, I told you that any number that is a factor, if you use it to divide, it will give you the other one. Okay, so here I have gotten 3 and 12, 2 and 6. So the remaining one will be 1 divide 12, which will be 12. So that would also give you the list. But the question again is, if the number gets bigger, how do you keep testing? For instance, 216, the half is about 108. How do you write 1, 2, 3 to 108 and be testing? That's also not going to be sustainable. So what do you do? And so I bring you an approach where we use our normal division line, and that will make your work very beautiful. It will still come to this approach, which will make it actually faster. So let's see. So to get all the factors of 12, just divide 12, starting from the smallest number that can divide it. Okay, so I'll start with 2. 2 into 12 is going to give me 6. Okay, so I'll go again. 2 can go again. 3, and then finally 3 will give me 1. So you keep going until you get 1. Immediately you get 1, then you start your listing. See how you list it. You begin with that 1, then now come over to the device source. So 2 is there, so you pick. You first pick all the single numbers that are found among the device source. So 3 is there, okay? Then you now ask again, there is no other single number. So you begin to get the product of the device source. So 2 times 2 is 4. So it means 4 will go. Then 5 is not here, but 2 times 3 is 6. That means 6 will go. So there is nothing else to multiply except everything, and that will give me what? 12. So this approach gives you all the factors that you're looking for. Okay. But even in this, there is an easier way, which I'm still going to show us. Okay. Right. For example 2. So I have 18. 2 into 18 is 9. 2 can no longer go. 3, 3, 3, 1. And you are done. You start picking out. I'll pick 1, and then I'll pick 2, and then I'll pick 3. Okay. What else can I pick? 2 times 3 is 6. Okay. And here comes the other approach I told you. Once you start multiplying and you get to a point where you can see that the product of the two is equal to the number you are factoring, you stop there and then use the other numbers before here to get the remaining. Okay, using this approach where I said that a factor, when it divides, will also give you another factor. So it makes your work very faster. So this becomes the center. Okay, so what do I do here? Very simple. Watch it. So I will stop here now, and because this 2 is equal to 18, so I will then go back. 2 divide 18 is 9. Okay, so the one is giving you is actually this 3 times 3. So but it makes it faster instead of you just multiplying and multiplying. And then you go again, 1 divide 18 is 18, and you are done. The same thing would actually work here. Okay, so let's come over here for example 3. All right, so what do we do with example 3? We start with 2. 2 into 54 is 27. 2 cannot go into it, so we go to 3, 9, 3, 3, 3, 1. Beautiful. Okay, so we will try to now get our factors starting with 1. So the next one is 2. The next one is 3. There is no 4 here. So, but there is no, okay, there is 6. So 2 times 3 is 6. Right? So what's the next? The next will be 3 times 3, which is 9. And I have reached the center because 6 times 9 is 54. So no point dividing or multiplying again. So start dividing. 3 divide 54 is 18. And then 2 divide 54 is 27. 1 into 54 is 54. So that has given me the complete factors of 54. And then finally, on our examples, we have number 4. So which says we should factor the whole of 120. So here we'll begin again with 2. 2 is 60. 2 again is 30. 2 again is 15. 2 can no longer go. 3 now is 5. And 5 is 1. Beautiful. So I begin. My factors are going to be 1, 2 is there, 3 is there, 4 is there, this 2 is 5 there, yes, is 6 there, yes, this 2, okay. How about 7? No. How about 8? Yes, this 3, okay. 8 can go. All right, what else? Can 9 go? No. 10 can go. That's 2 and 5, right? What else can go? 12. That's 6 and 2. If you pick these 3, you get 12, right? The next, you can see 15. But you know you don't have to bother to go to 15 because you have reached the center. 10 and 12 will give you 120. So you start dividing and you can see it. 120 divided by 8 is actually 15. So let's go to the next. Then 6 divided 120 is 20. 5 divided 120 is 24. And then 4 divided 120 is 30. 3 divided 120 is 40. And Finally, 2 divide 120 is 60, and you have your 120. So you see where that approach of using the pairs that the product will give you the number is going to be tedious. Look at the whole number. Imagine having to know that 8 and 15 is 120. That would be a little bit cumbersome for you as you're developing, all right? So, but this approach, allows you to see everything as you go through it. Okay, so and that is where we'll end for today. However, as usual, we have our assignment or the classwork for this particular lesson. So you get all the factors for 72 and for 210. Put them in the comment section. And of course, like I said, I would always respond. If you have not subscribed to the channel, kindly do so and share this to your friends. See you in the lesson 2. Bye.